you have a change of heart, wanna make a brand new start. You've been living on the edge with forever as a pledge. No more giving it up, turning me loose, setting us free. Baby, keeping it real, cause we got what takes for sure. There's no turning back anymore. Can you see it's all a game? Life goes on all the same. If at first you don't succeed, all you've got is all you need. If you believe, then stake your claim.
Hello, hello, rise and thrive together. Welcome, welcome, welcome to a brand new month. It is Monday, March 2nd, and it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And welcome to Rise and Thrive Together. In case you are new to the community or new to our show, we are Rise and Thrive Together. We are a vibrant community out to educate, empower, and equip you to have the results that you want by taking real action through real talk. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our Monday evening show. Here's the beautiful Raquel Stewart. Here she is this evening with us, and we're excited to jump right into a new month, March, our first one, 5 of this amazing month. Hey, sis, how are you today?
Hey, I have no idea what was going on with the volume in my headphones, but it was so loud. It was almost deafening. Outside of that, I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm still working on getting stronger. So, the ears are still doing its thing. The voice is now doing its thing. But here we are. It's another Monday. In general, energetically, I feel good. It sounds worse than really what it is. So happy to be here, happy to be ready for a new month and moving forward as our theme uh, goes into a brand new kind of topic, although it culminates everything together. So I'm excited.
Awesome. And happy Women's History Month.
Yes, it is. I'm excited to show this beautiful, beautiful Canva, social media that you did. I love it. I love looking at it. It's Women's History Month. I love the women that you chose from all ages, all ethnicities. It really makes me feel empowered and I want to hang out with them.
I know.
And
There's
I'm wearing
some
purple. I kind of picked up the
good
theme for you.
conversation. See, blends in well. You are all prepared. But in
Awesome.
all jokes aside, happy Women's History Month. What we would love to do is every week, if not twice a week, have something in our private Facebook group about a woman in history who made an impact. That would be absolutely incredible. If you are not a part of our Facebook group, Reg, how would they get into our
It's
Facebook group?
so simple. If you go into Facebook and you're searching groups, it's Rise and Thrive Together Community. Just add the word community at the end. And, I want to add on to what Raquel was saying. Beside Raquel and I, finding someone that we feel has made an impact in women's history, we are a vibrant community right there. We are thrivers that have been together for almost 3 years since that group has come through this amazing podcast, live webcast. And we would love you to participate in this as well. Because this isn't just Raquel and I bringing everything. This is Rise and Thrive Together. And this is our show, meaning all of us, we as a collective. So if there is a woman in history that has made an impact in your life, that's inspired you, please go to Rise and Thrive Together community. If you're brand new, go say hello, introduce yourself, whatever you want to share, and then go ahead and utilize that space. It is there for you every day, once a week, whatever that is. So thanks, sis, for reminding us about that. And we will make sure that that's going to happen this week and every single week for at minimum the month of March. But we invite you guys as well.
Absolutely. And that person could, it doesn't necessarily have to be someone who's famous. Notice we said a woman that has made an impact in your life. So if that's your mom, aunt, sister, cousin, grandma, doesn't matter. Tell us about her.
Yes, absolutely. Everyone is welcome. So thanks for being here and welcome to a brand new theme. I'm really excited. This is episode 149, and Raquel and I were talking about continuing this huge collaboration of conversations that we have been having in, can you believe it, the third month? We're already into March. And as we've talked about the sacrifices that we've made, right, to like have what we want in our life. And then we have talked about last month, right? And we've talked about what we're starting, stopping, continuing inside of that growth to become who we are as individuals, as collectives, business, whatever it may be. We're talking about boundaries. And I'm excited about this topic.
Why are you so excited about it? I'm curious.
I love it because it's one of those things that for me, for those of you who know me or don't, I'm an open book. It's real talk here. And it is a constant growth and development for myself. You notice the language I use, it's a commitment of constant growth and development. Do I fail inside of boundaries? Yep. It's like failing forward. There are times boundaries are really, really important, so important. We'd love to hear from you guys. There are many people listening and watching. When you hear the word boundaries, what comes up for you? And for me, it's something that I'm always pivoting and twisting and turning and growing and falling and coming back to. So I love that we have chosen, you and I, in this collective of conversation, to really be out there, not just privately behind you and I talking or to my husband or to my friends. This is a conversation that I want to have in front of everybody because it is something that I have not built the biggest muscle on yet, but I'd like to continue to strengthen it.
Okay. So what boundaries have you set and didn't really enforce? Because sometimes that's what it is, right? We set a boundary, but we set a boundary with people in our lives, sometimes a boundary with ourselves, but we don't enforce it. So do you have one that you can think off right off the cuff that you set but didn't enforce?
I would say really the one that's the most obvious is particularly the health situation right now. I'm someone who often says and has said putting myself first. And that boundary is no matter what is going on, I'm the priority. And that priority, because I know that I have some health, I don't want to say issues, but just health stuff that I need to work on stronger than other areas. And when things start rocking and rolling in all those other areas, I just think I'm great. I'm taking my vitamins, I'm getting my workout, I'm eating healthy, all of it. And then wham, double ear infection, wham, sinus infection, like for 15 days, which is not the usual. So then that has you stop and say, pause, right? What we talk about often. Am I really like putting myself first? Is that boundary just talk? Um, because if I really was putting myself first and doing the things that I have often talked about out loud and have done, I might not be where I'm at right now.
Mm.
And when I did, and I'm doing again and stronger, like there's a line in the sand, like no matter what, that phone call, right? That invitation, there's a no. And so that has been, but it usually takes something like this, a sickness or something to break down and fall apart. And that's what I'd like to grow and develop stronger so that I don't have those breakdowns. Like listen, there's going to be breakdowns. Life is going to happen. But like I'm responsible for some of that, right? Like this is the real talk. I'm the one who broke my own boundaries, my own word. So that's what I can say off the cuff right now.
Okay. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Can
Yeah.
any of you relate to the fact that you set boundaries? And I want to use air quotes, and I'm like, air quotes. You set boundaries, but you don't enforce them. And then when people cross said boundaries that you set, you get upset. But if you didn't enforce it, how were they supposed to know that you really meant what you said, what you meant, and you meant what you said?
I love that.
So throw that out. And in the meantime, while you're thinking about it and typing, I'll throw out a boundary that I have set on myself. And that is to not let people dump their stuff on me. And then I'm left holding the crap literally and figuratively and every other E. I had to stop doing that. I had to stop with the S on my chest because it didn't seem to stand for superhero or superwoman. It stood for whatever other word I could fill in with the S. And now when folks call me, if I'm not in the headspace, and there are times I'm really not in the headspace to hear what's going on, I let them know. Before I would listen, in spite of what was going on in my life and how I was feeling and the day that I may have had, I would let them get that off. But now it's like, no, we can talk another day. Right now I'm busy, or I'm not in the headspace to really listen. And I do want to give you my undivided attention. However, right now it doesn't really work for me. And yes, it does have to work for me when I can listen 100%, give my attention to someone. If it's not going to work for me, then guess what? It won't work for that person. Because I'm really not in tune and listening to what they have to say or what they're sharing with me. And so that's a boundary that I have set. And I set it a couple of years ago. And I've gotten better as time went on with really and truly enforcing it. And I know some people may say, well, what if they really need you? But I really need me right now. How about that? And I have the audacity to put me first. And I'm not ashamed, not embarrassed, and no one's going to make me feel bad about it. If I don't want to listen to you, what would be the point? Do you know what I mean?
I do love that. I do, because what came up for me is, I'm sitting here, right, and right next to me is my cell phone. Before cell phones, there were wall phones, right? There is a reason why there's a voicemail where there were tapes. And it's interesting because I so relate to what you're saying. If you ask people, like, what is something that you can say is a strength of Regina's, right? People say, like, oh, you always get back to me. So I've set up that way of being for people of, I respond right away, respond right away, respond right away. Or like, you always are there, right? So I get that, like, someone will call and I'll listen. And so that's a boundary as well. And hence where the boundary is broken, where this can be, because there is this full life, of many different hats. And so, it took time for me to be like, oh yeah, there's a voice message. Just because somebody's calling doesn't mean I have to pick up the phone. That's why there is a voice message that's there. And then to listen to it and to calendar, like really going back to that boundary for myself. Like, if this is such a great conversation of what are some of the steps I'm going to take to honor those boundaries. What I've broken is some of the strategies that I use, which is like calendar things, right? Time in on my business, time off on my business. I literally, I'm not like saying I'm calendaring me in, but yeah, when you don't have that muscle built, it's like tea time for Regina, outside time for Regina, cell phones far away. I dropped my phone in the sink Saturday when I came home. I did two of my classes. I had a mug that had my shake in it that I wanted to rinse out and my phone. And because I'm not being present and putting myself first and taking those breaths before I come in the house and we had somewhere to go, the default went and I went in and I thought I put the mug in and turned the water on. But it wasn't. It was the cell phone that I dropped into the sink and put the water on. Hence, most people, when I shared the story on Saturday, were like, right? You know, because I had to use my husband's phone and reach out to a few people just to be in communication where I'm going to be because I had plans. But here's the interesting thing, Rock, because out of all of that, for a minute, I went, then dried it off, put it in rice. It's, what I know. Everything just like got real easy because the boundary of putting me first, that's why I feel so much better today, was I grew up without a cell phone. I grew up without one. I knew exactly where I needed to be. I know exactly how to communicate with other people. I have a computer. There is Facebook. There's emails. There's lots of ways. I have people's phone numbers, old school in the phone book, right? So I was able to communicate. And I even went out because the phone wasn't ready. We couldn't go until Sunday. I even went out. And my husband would be like, but if, what, if, like all the what ifs. And I was like, I know your phone number by heart. Other people there are going to have cell phones. I know the restaurant, they'll have a phone if I need to. I am confident to reach out to any person who's sitting there with a cell phone. And here's the restaurant. And if there's an emergency, here's the phone number. Call me. Because that's what happened, right? Back in the day, you're at school, you didn't get the cell phone, they called the front desk. So it's a very interesting concept around boundaries. So it's even boundaries around the use of like what is this for you? I'm only speaking for myself. And for myself, I realized, wow, I'm not as attached, although it seems like, I'm like the quotes today, it seems like I'm attached to it. I have boundaries with me and my cell phone. And I thought it was super funny what God was trying to say to me. So it was like, not about the cell phone. It was like, you need to stop. You need to get present. You're not doing what you said and what I want you to do. So we're going to give you a little time off. And I took my time before I got it on Sunday. It was great. And now it was like probably the less amount of time on my cell phone today than I've ever had. So big stuff that I'm sharing with you all because I'm relating it to it so simply because I think almost every listener, anybody watching this has a cell phone. I'm going to say most people. I'll even be like, brave enough to say 90 something percent of you guys have a cell phone. Like, really, where's that boundary around that?
Right. Do me a favor. Can you put up our flyer for the month of March?
Sure. Absolutely.
I just want you guys to see what we're talking about and how this conversation impacts who is in our lives.
All right, ready? I just wanted to get that out. Here we go. Beautiful flyer. Rise and thrive together. Real talk, real action, real results. Our March topic is becoming requires boundaries. Not everyone deserves access to your growth. And we will be really going deep into that. So take a moment, read it, breathe it in. I love the second part to that tagline. Not everyone deserves access to your growth. We got some comments while we were talking. Diane Pratt wrote in, putting self-care in our calendar the way we put a business meeting in our calendar. I love that, Diane, because, like she's right in there, right? Like if I made myself as important as my business, that brings in the money. But if I'm not putting myself in like that, surprise, I've missed 4 days of work. 4 days of work was a boatload of money that I lost. All good. My mindset's clear. I'm not freaked out about that anymore. I did that work, but I did lose it. And then she says, because that stops the confusion of when to take time for self-care. Thanks, Diane. She's like,
Appreciate that.
do you?
The theme for this month though is becoming,
Yes.
and having boundaries in place for who we are becoming.
Mm.
Do you all get that? It's about everyone and limiting who has access to your growth. Not everyone that I know is going on this growth journey with me, and I don't expect them to. Let me be clear. I'm not expecting them to grow at the same rate that I am, or I'm growing at the rate that they are. It's not about that. It is about all of me and who I give access to in this time of growth. What boundaries am I setting in order for me to become the person that I'm supposed to become, that I'm walking into? And the reality is, not everybody can go with you on that journey. And there are various reasons, and we can unpack the different reasons why, but that's what we're talking about. Yes. So, Diane, yes, self care and putting it on the calendar is important. What is the self care having you become? Because you're setting the boundary on yourself, I'm assuming, and maybe on others, so that when it's your self-care time, everyone knows, okay, I'm just pulling this out there, on Thursdays at 9 from 8 p.m. till Friday at 2 p.m. Diane is unavailable because X, Y, and Z. But who are you becoming in the process of setting these boundaries? That becomes the question. So, what are your thoughts, sis?
I do love that because it really goes into our conversation from the beginning of the year all the way until now. And especially last month when we often say, and Raquel often reminds us, it's your why. That becoming, right? That becoming of who are you becoming, is like a really deep personal question. It's between you and you and you and, you know, source, God, whatever that is for you. Sometimes it's like, I don't even know who I'm becoming because it's being sourced to me. Like I can say, we empower, educate, equip, and all, but there's something even bigger, and it's that silence. It's that silence of that self care for myself. So, what I heard for me was that's something that's really big when I put that self care in, so much more. I get to learn about who I'm becoming, what matters. All of a sudden the stillness and the quietness kind of unpacks the busyness and all the things that I'm doing and all the things that I think are important or all of that. And all of a sudden it's like, whew, wow. And there's something that, like we like to say, like, you're driving with the blind spots in the car. All those blind spots become no longer blind spots. So, I heard that for myself, which is really beautiful. I love that. And who I'm becoming, right? And Diane's writing back to you because she's in. Diane's playing tonight. Thanks, Diane. Becoming someone who I can say, I come first in my life and business.
Like that.
Yeah. Thank you, Diane. Thanks for playing tonight. She's right in there. And everybody, this is open for all of you. She's becoming someone that she can rely on, herself, because we're starting with, the I, as we're getting into this whole first quarter. I come first in my life and my business. And I just want to add something for fun, Diane, for everybody. We've had past guests, and one of the past guests, Cornell, said, he's unpacking the whole thing of life work balance. Because he's like, that's so funny. In his next book, he's like, because there's just my life. He's like, it's not like, here's my business and I'm working on my business. Okay, that's over. The day's over and I'm going to go to my life. right? And I was like, I love that. So I'm saying that for fun, Diane, because you said coming first in my life and business, right? They're not two separate things. It's her life. It's her life. And yes, she could say she does this, and this, but like becoming first, you're first. So I love that. So thanks for playing with us. And that's really, really great about what you're saying. Who am I becoming? And it's in that silence. And we're sharing this conversation because how many of you out there are still in the inquiry of that? Maybe please throw it in the chat. And there are things that are getting in the way.
Is it things are getting in the way, or are we allowing things to get in the way because, and here come the excuses.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Y'all call it reasons.
Excuses, reasons,
I'm
whatever.
Tonight with
Pick
you.
a word.
I'm excuses. You're coming up with all these excuses. Why?
Yep.
Why, whatever, and you can finish that statement. But if we're looking at who we're becoming, it requires different boundaries too, sometimes.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? That who I'm becoming, the same boundaries I had 5 years ago, if I had any, I'm pretty sure I don't have now. The only one thing that I struggle with being consistent in the area is that self-care, meaning my massage. My self-care, I work out. I go to a trainer 3 days a week. When the weather warms up, I'm going to be doing Zumba outside. That for me is self-care. So self-care looks different. I would love to be more consistent with massages, but there are times where something else takes priority of that. And who I'm becoming has to decide which one. Before, I would try to fit everything in. Just tonight, I was speaking with a friend of mine. I've known him for years. And he's like, so how many things are you doing now? And I'm like, oh, wow. And I think back that, yeah, there was a time where I had like 7, 8 things going on at one time, and nothing was going anywhere with any of them. So it just became, who am I really and truly becoming? Because that person that used to have 7 and 8 things realized most of those were not important. Most of those didn't align with my purpose. And now I'm very clear that it has to align with my purpose, because if it doesn't, I'm not doing it, because then it's going to feel like it's work.
I love it.
Those are a lot of boundaries, and boundaries change as we become, and we keep becoming and becoming. But like I was telling my students the other day, there's that foundation of you. You can't build a house without a strong foundation. It will crumble. Like, try building a house on sand, but not putting it on stilts.
And adding all the other ingredients. Yep. Right?
I want you guys to seriously think about that, and not think about it for us, but think about it for yourself. So I don't know if anyone else is sharing anything.
No, nobody else is sharing. But I do love to say that
tonight.
this is going to be a real great next 4 weeks, because we've got an extra Monday, right? So this isn't just like, 3 more weeks. We are going 4 weeks. We're going deep in this. I'm going to put up that graphic again because it's such a great graphic. And, say this is the topic. Becoming requires boundaries, and not everyone deserves access to your growth. So we just kind of touched upon some things today. We've shared a little bit. Raquel and I shared a little bit about ourselves and some of the boundaries. Diane was so gracious to share. And we're going to remind you that this is our conversation. Everybody invited. So if you're not part of the Facebook group, please jump into the Facebook group, because it is extra special this month for Women's History Month. Raquel and myself will be posting in there women that have made an impact in our lives. It could be personal. It could be, it's always personal. So if I choose somebody, it's made an impact in my life, even if it has made an impact in history. And we're asking for you guys this becoming. What are the boundaries that you are maybe struggling with? What are the boundaries that you are strong in? Share that. Or the ones that you're thinking of based on this conversation tonight that you're like, I realize there are a couple of boundaries that I need to put in there. Especially, I love the second part, sis, about not everybody has, needs access to your growth.
Deserves is the
Deserves.
word. That is not to be taken lightly. Not everyone deserves to come on your journey of growth. And take that however you want to. See, when it comes to me, I think deserves is a strong word. It says
Yeah.
a whole lot. And it doesn't say anything about the person is less than me. Just they don't deserve to come on this journey. One, because they're on a different journey, a different path, and I have to set boundaries as they have to set boundaries. But when people deserve to come, these are people who understand that, okay, there are times where I have access to her and there are times where I don't. And it's okay. I'm okay with that. But deserving on my area of growth, because growth can be a pain, those growing pains, that's a real thing. And we're
Yeah.
going to go further into this word of deserves and
Yeah.
setting these boundaries to who I'm becoming and what
Ooh,
that means.
we got it. Johnny just threw in here. He's like, whoo, real talk. He's going, real actions, real results equal real love. Thank you for your authentic selves, Regina and Raquel.
Hey, Johnny, thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Absolutely.
we hope that you are all ready to take this journey towards your growth. Like Red said, we are building on every month in the beginning of the year. What are you willing to sacrifice? February was getting to the heart of the matter. So I've sacrificed, now I'm getting to the heart of it, means I'm going deep. And now we're talking about boundaries, becoming, setting boundaries, because not everybody deserves access to you on your growth journey. So we're building and building a scaffold. Thank you for going on this journey with us. We appreciate it. We hope you appreciate it. But more than appreciate it, we hope you implement.
Yes.
See, I appreciate a lot of things. Do I implement? Some things aren't worthy of being implemented. That's just my word. But we're taking you on this journey and ourselves. Please don't think that we are perfect. You would be mistaken. Let me just say that. But we so appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to be here with us and sharing this conversation and on this journey of growth, but also on this journey of life. So we absolutely appreciate you. Reg, anything before we close it out you want to say?
No, we've said it all. We just look forward. We just ask for you to please join our community and let's keep that conversation growing outside of just this moment in time at Monday at 8 p.m. to 8:30. So jump in the Facebook group, really go and share anything and everything that you're gaining from January till now and anything that you've heard and even more. Share it with people.
We definitely love celebrating with you as you continue on this journey of self growth. We love it. So, like we like to say, until next time, stay grounded, stay curious, and keep choosing you. Take care.